Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am your coach Annie and I am here to help you with your spoken English, your vocabulary and your communication skills. And today I've got a very important as well as a requested topic because a lot of you ask me this all the time on Instagram, on YouTube, all the time, and I haven't made a video about it. So this is my first video on this topic and hopefully a lot of other videos too will come. But today's title is how to improve your writing skills. In today's video, I am going to share with you 5 very quick, very simple, easy tips or just things that you need to keep in mind while writing that will really improve your writing skills as well as it will improve the quality of your content of whatever you've written. So if you are interested in that, stick with me till the end and let's begin. Okay, so the first thing that you need to realize or you need to do is prepare a draft. Now, for example, if you're writing any essay and you've got a topic, for example, social media, okay, advantages of using social media, if that is your topic, what you do is don't just start writing. I never recommend this even to the children, my IELTS students. I never tell them that just start your essays directly. You will prepare a draft. Never start your essays, especially essays and articles, don't start them directly. What happens is when you're writing or when you're given a topic, what happens is a lot of ideas come in your mind, right? If I say social media, there are so many things. I can think of 100 things right now about social media. But while writing, what happens? You kind of lose your train of thought. You write something, another idea pops in your head and you kind of want to write that, but you don't know what to write, and it just becomes very messy because we have a lot of ideas on that topic and to be honest, it's not organized. So what happens is when you create a draft, firstly just dump. What I mean by dump is if you take the topic social media, whatever thoughts are coming in your mind, whatever thoughts, okay, even if they are like simply words, just write them down on a piece of paper. So just dump your thoughts, okay, and then you organize them. You organize that, okay, this is the topic that I am really confident about. I can write a lot about this. So you will use that maybe in the first paragraph of your essay or article or whatever you are writing. So what this does is it will help you organize. So you prepare a draft, how you will start, what are the topics that you really want to, the points that you really want to include, and what are the points that you want to exclude or you think it's unnecessary. So what this drafting method is doing that very early on, like before even you're starting, writing, you are omitting whatever is unnecessary and you are sticking to the details. This is really important when you're writing your exams, especially you have, essays, as well as when you're writing articles and stuff. It has to be very crisp. You don't have to put in unnecessary information. So that is why I often tell even my students, and I would recommend this a lot, I personally, when I write my articles, so I'm also a freelance writer. So when I write my articles, I often prepare a draft first because this is something that really helps. When you're writing, 1,000 ideas will pop in your head, but you don't want to disrupt the flow of your writing. So firstly what you'll do is do a dump. Just write down your thoughts, like everything that's coming into your mind. Then you organize your thoughts. Okay, this is the first paragraph, the second paragraph, this is how I'm going to end it, and then you start writing. This is a game changer. It will not only help you write quickly but effectively, and whatever you will be writing, that will be crisp, like it's going to be amazing. So you check that out. The next thing you're going to do is use a thesaurus. Now I've talked about thesaurus in my previous video also. If you haven't watched it yet, you can check that right here. And yeah, use a thesaurus. Now if you don't know what a thesaurus is, it's just like a dictionary. Now in dictionary we just check out the meanings of words, but in a thesaurus, instead of meanings, you will have similar words or synonyms for the same word. So if you're writing and you feel that this point or this thing I can write it better. This is a word that I'm using a lot often. It's becoming repetitive, or it's very basic. I just want to improve the quality. Just, pick that word, whatever you think it's not fitting there. Put it in a thesaurus. You'll have options for those words that you can replace, and it's going to be amazing because you can just change the words. You can play around with what you like, how the sentence structure is, and whatever you're going to write is going to be of quality, because you're going to use good words. It is going to really improve the quality of your content, because in writing I often believe that quality over quantity. Okay, so whatever you write now, you're using advanced vocabulary. This will not only help you while writing, but in future also it will help you, because you're improving your vocabulary by then. So use a thesaurus for trying to find different words. And if you don't want to sound very formal, informal, basic, so you can use a thesaurus to find out different words that mean the same. It really is a game changer. It really helps. I often use thesaurus, so I'll suggest you to do the same. The next and the most important thing probably while writing is mind your tone. Because when you are writing, you can only see the words, you cannot see the expression, you cannot hear the voice. For example, if I say, give me that, with a good expression on my face, in person you can see that I did not mean it rudely. I said, give me that. I was very polite. But if you read it, give me that, you don't know how the other person is going to read that. You don't know if they're going to feel as if you're ordering them. They don't know your tone behind it. So please mind your tone. Say, please give me that. Okay, especially when you're writing emails and stuff, you have to be very careful about this, because your writing is all they can see. So your tone really matters a lot. So set the tone in words, because when you're speaking, you have that expression, you have that voice. The other person can see you. They can find out what the emotion is behind whatever you are speaking when you are in person. But when you are writing something, that emotion is absent. You cannot see the emotion behind that line. So you have to add that emotion in the line. You have to add your emotions. Whatever you mean, add your emotions, because people cannot, if you just say the word or the sentence as it is without adding emotions in that, it becomes very boring, it becomes very flat. Especially when you're writing emails and stuff, be mindful of those things, okay, because this is something that is very important. A lot of people forget this, that you have to be polite, especially when you're writing emails, because the other person doesn't know the tone in which you are talking. So you have to show the tone. You have to write the tone. You have to use words, please, kindly. Okay, use those words. Mind your tone. Mind your tone. Use your emotions. Write down the emotions, because the other person is not going to understand just by reading it, right? So you have to put it in there. So whatever your emotion is, find out the words for it and put it with the sentence that you want to write. The next thing is, this is so basic. Read it again from the top, from the starting. While writing, you have to constantly keep on reading it from the first line, not like you write a paragraph and then you write another paragraph, and while writing the other paragraph you only focus on the starting of the other paragraph. That is something that a lot of people do, but avoid doing that, because what happens is, when you're writing, there has to be a certain flow, and we often forget the flow of the structure of the content, the article, the essay, whatever you're writing, the piece of content that you're writing. It has to flow. It does not have to be two sentences stuck together or two paragraphs just put together. There has to be a flow. There has to be connection between your first line and your second line, your first line and your last line. It has to make sense together. So I would suggest this, that whenever you're writing and you feel like, okay, I'm going to add a new point here, or new sentence, just try to read it once again from the top, from the starting. It will not take a lot of time if you're worried about that. It will take some time in the beginning, but when you're practicing, when you get used to it, it will not take a lot of time. And this is something that I feel really helps a lot, because what happens is, a lot of times I read essays of my students where it just feels like they have put two paragraphs, two sentences, they've just stacked it together. Two different sentences they've put together. and this is something that you want to avoid. It has to flow, it has to make sense together, it has to come out beautifully. Whatever you're writing, they have to make sense together. So the flow is very important, okay? It does not have to be two different sentences put together. That is why I will often suggest that you read it from the top. Keep on reading whenever you're writing. Keep on reading it from the starting once again, because that will help you with the flow. And the last and the fifth thing is, of course, practice, because when you're writing something or doing anything in general, you will improve only by practicing. So usually I do this, that is, I just pick up a topic every day and I write about it. I like writing, I enjoy writing everything, all type of genres. So this is something that I do. But for you, I would suggest you that if you want to improve your writing and you don't know what you like to write about, or what is your strength, what is your weakness. Now I think that when I'm writing technical stuff, something that requires to be very short and crisp, I think that is something that I am not that good at. But if I have to write a story, if I have to be descriptive, for example, there's a room and I have to describe what is there in the room, whatever I can see. Okay, even the lights, I can use a lot of sentences just to describe that light. So I think descriptive writing is my strength, but when I have to cut it short, I have to write crisp technical things, then I think that is something where I don't perform quite well. So when you start writing, when you practice, you kind of get to know your strengths and your weaknesses. But when you are just practicing for any exam, when you're writing article or stuff, so what you do is you'll just practice, and you can pick up topics from the internet, or you can just talk about write about whatever you want to write, just things that interest you, things that bring you joy, things that excite you. But I would suggest you to stick to topics that you find online. And if you're preparing for any kind of exam, especially IELTS exam, I have made a video about IELTS exam, you can check that out, about the essay topic as well. So that will really help you out. So let us just revise once again all the points that we have seen. The first thing is prepare a draft. Secondly, use a thesaurus. Thirdly, mind your tone. Fourthly, read it from the top, because you have to make it flow. And fifthly, you will practice. That is it, guys. For speaking, for writing, for everything in general, just practice. Practice makes perfect. That was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it a little bit helpful. And if you want to see some more videos like this about writing skills and specific topics, let me know in the comments below. That was it for me. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.